Ahoy, I am D.
Oh,
This is not D&D. I'm sick as a dog. Fortunately, I got my tea. Earl Grey. Hot. Oh. And we will read. Or at least I will. Captain's Log. Stardate 49324.7. The USS Remetier has made dock at Deep Space Nine. We're planning to pick up an advisor for yet another top secret mission. I must admit, with the Dominion gaining ground, I'm tired of these distractions. It won't be long before this Cold War becomes hot. And honestly, I am eager to be anywhere but another ghost hunt. Fix. Fix.
so this is before the Romulan Empire has joined in the war against the Dominion, then.
Yes.
Okay,
This is
that's
practically
important.
before it
No.
started.
Okay.
We are in the midst of the Khitomer Accords have recently been ended.
Okay.
Things are not good with the Klingons. Oh, nice little image here of us docked. It was super easy to find a Galaxy class ship docked at D Space Nine. Go figure that happened in the first episode. And let's see, Katrina. Hello?
Hello.
Oh, okay, hello. Um, your character is waiting at the docks on Deep Space Nine. The ship you were recently asked to advise on has just arrived. Why don't you tell us a little bit about your character and who they are?
Okay.
Okay?
Pekra is a Betazoid who is not officially part of Starfleet at the moment. I have been lovingly referring to her as my Starfleet dropout in my mind.
Fair
Um,
dues.
she was raised by traveling traders, and so she's very used to bouncing around and kind of just jumping into things as needed.
Okie doke. And this time, the captain of this ship, the USS Remedier, has called for your help. The captain, Captain James Jameson, I'm very proud of that.
Put deep
Incredible.
thought into that, huh?
What's that?
Deep thought into that.
Deep thought. Oh man, I should have named him Jack Andy. But I didn't. James Jameson greets you at the starport to where his ship is docked. He's a middle-aged man, human. As far as looking into any of his history before you decided to board this ship, nothing of incredible note, although he has been a starship captain for several years. And apparently competent enough to land himself on a Galaxy-class starship. When you arrive at the dock to head directly into the ship and then into the turbolift, you are greeted directly by the captain. A little bit unusual, even for any ship's assignments. He says not even a word, not a greeting, until you arrive at the turbo lift. Inside, he says, Pekra, tell me,
Yes,
are
Pepper.
your telepathic abilities honed? Practiced at all?
I would say so, sir.
Dispense with the sir, you don't work for me. Right now, you're just working with me.
Fair enough.
Sir is reserved for those in uniform. The fact that you don't have one is exactly why I've contacted you.
Fair enough.
So, we're going to do a quick roll and learn how to do those. In your character sheet on Foundry, do you have any experience with Foundry?
No.
Okay. It's in the actor section. At the top by the chat, there's a chat icon, some cross swords, and then there's what
Mhm.
looks like a little person icon, a head and some shoulders.
Yeah.
That's where the actors are, and if you click on that, you should find your character sheet, all lonely over there.
Oh, nice.
You click on that and open it, and it's got all of the stuff I have imported from the character generator that you used. All
Sweet.
checks are an attribute plus discipline in this game. And that's effectively the target number that you're going to try to roll equal to or under. For this check, this is going to be an insight or an insight plus command. So there's a couple of check mark, some boxes near attributes and then near disciplines. They're kind of right next to each other. Some white boxes. You want to click on the one that's insight and the one that's command, and that's going to let it know what you're actually rolling against.
Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and look at your telepathy here just to see if this applies. You can sense surface thoughts, communicate with, increase the difficulty if the situation is stressful, if there are many beings present. Okay. So, this is going to be a difficulty 0 check for you to interpret his thoughts because you are, in fact, telepathic.
Okay.
We're still going to roll, which means you need 0 or more successes. It's impossible to fail. But we're still going to roll it because rolling adds to the momentum of the episode. So once you have both of those clicked, there is a perform task button that's right next to your max stress mod.
Okay.
Right underneath your disciplines. Should be able to click that and it's going to come up with a box. Let's see your focuses. I'm going to say negotiation is applicable here, so you can click on the box using focus.
Okay.
But it's always good to know whether or not you're actually using that. And so using your focus, since you have a command score of 4, means that instead of having to roll a 1 to get a critical or 2 successes out of 1 dice, you just have to roll a 4 or lower. A little bit easier.
Okay.
So go ahead and click on the using focus button. We will not be using any determination or values, I think, in this particular exchange.
Yeah.
The complication range is pretty much where it's at a 20. There's not a lot of risk involved with this roll. And the number of dice in dice pool is always 2 by default.
Okay.
And then once you have all of that set, click on roll dice. And so that garners you 3 successes. 1 from one of your die being under your target number of 14, and 2 from one of your die being under your command score because it is a focus check for you. So since that was a difficulty 0, we're going to add 3 momentum to the momentum counter, which you can find at the lower right by the chat box. Inside of the chat, you don't need to be on actors anymore if you don't want to. The chat messages, that's where all rolls are going to be rolled to.
Okay.
So that shows us the successes, etc. It might sound like I'm overly explaining this, but this is the first session with a lot of our first entry, not only into Star Trek Adventures, but this is also a new edition. So even if you played Star Trek Adventures before, you may not understand everything that this game has to offer. So with your 3 successes, you're able to discover that he is not only nervous, incredibly nervous, but his surface thoughts indicate that he is tired of holding things back from his crew during this mission, that he's upset about having this mission, and that he believes this mission is just going to be a wild goose chase. But it is listed top secret in his mind, so he knows he's not supposed to talk to everyone about it.
I see.
He says, I don't like these kinds of missions. But this is why I always invite somebody outside of Starfleet's, we'll say, grasp, the way they've been acting lately.
I'm not a fan of some of them more recent decisions, then.
I haven't been a fan since they decided that the Starfleet captain who killed hundreds of people should still maintain his rank and his position on the flagship of, well, that's beside the point. You can tell with your ongoing telepathic connection with him that he is sincere about that. He hasn't said a lie yet. In case, see, these manner of top secret missions that Starfleet likes to engage in have a tendency sometimes to go south. And when they go south, nobody knows. Because everybody in their good little uniforms are good little soldiers, and they don't talk. That's why you're invited here. You're under no such constraints.
Yes, the position does have its advantages.
And we'll go over the mission proper once we get to the meeting room.
Sounds good.
And I'd appreciate, at least from this moment on, that you'd respect my privacy and stay out of my head.
Of course.
Off to the meeting room. As the ship takes off from Deep Space Nine. Now just traveling along. Two officers directly heading into the meeting room before we get there. Our Chief of Security. That'd be Valkris.
Valkris.
Valkris, okay. Valkris, why don't you do us a favor and tell us a bit about your character?
All right. Valkris is a half Betazoid, half Klingon. She's about, I'd say, late 30s, early 40s. Her father was the Betazoid, and she never knew him. It was kind of a hook up and left kind of situation. She never really fully connected to the Klingon culture because of all of that. She always felt she was on the outside. When she was old enough, she decided she was going to go into Starfleet, where she didn't have to worry about all the pressures and, expectations of being a Klingon. Able to make her own path.
What the?
What'd you say?
No, I'm sorry. Something popped up on my phone.
Oh,
Okay.
superb.
I was trying to translate something into Klingon and didn't know that was going to happen.
She's not super knowledgeable of her Betazoid half. She has empathy, not telepathy, and she uses that to her advantage in the security area, and she likes to keep that to herself for the most part. Doesn't like to give that up.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'd imagine it'd be pretty easy. Most people just probably assume you're half human, especially in Starfleet, which is pretty
Oh, yeah.
human-centric. And, of course, a chief medical officer in the same turbo lift. Brett, why don't you tell us a bit about yourself, your character?
I'm a Vulcan doctor with an impeccable bedside manner. I am no stranger to command. I've commanded hospital ships in the past. However, I've decided to join a Galaxy-class starship because it is likely to be on the front line, and I have a lot of experience in frontline medicine in case of an upcoming war.
Which does seem to be imminent.
Yep.
And especially scary, considering the power of the opposing force. So you two are on the turbo lift, on your way to the meeting room. Well, this is a new scene, by the way, so we're going to take the momentum and reduce it by 1, as we do per scene. You're on the turbo lift onto the way to the meeting room. Is there anything the two of you want to come up with? Tell us about the way your characters interact, considering you're both senior command staff, I'm assuming quite frequently.
You notice the captain being more nervous lately?
Of course. Do you have any idea what that is about?
Well, I was hoping you as a half Betazoid might have some insight into it.
All I know is
But-
that he's nervous. No idea why.
But I would imagine it's because of the upcoming mission.
The
He's
fact
been
that we
keeping
don't.
that pretty close to the chest.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
I'm-
understand
Oh,
it
go ahead.
from most others, but it makes me nervous that we don't know really anything about the mission yet.
Yes, it's not like him.
Mm-mm.
And I'm going to guess that the chief medical officer would have knowledge that the security officer is in fact half Betazoid and not half human.
Right.
Enter into the meeting room. Chief medical officer. The chief security officer. A woman that you do not recognize in civilian clothing. And the captain. James Jameson. As soon as you get in there and sit down, Captain steps up, walks right up to Tokath, Chief Medical Officer, and brings out a small little device, looks like for blood draws, and he's like, let's see if you really are who you say you are. He pokes it in your arm, shakes the vial, looks at it. Still blood. Still green. Then he
would
gives
hope
you the
so.
blood draw and says, if you could, for the rest of everyone in this room, please.
Do I need to make a reason and medicine check to do that?
No, it's a pretty basic procedure.
Okay.
Unless you're trying
Then
to
I
force
will-
someone to.
Okay. Then I will administer the test for everyone.
Apologies for the precautions, but we
It's
can't be too
understandable.
cautious these days. And the last thing we need with these kind of missions is a shapeshifter sitting in on our meetings. He brings up a picture on screen of a map, quite similar to the one I have you on.
Does he let me do the test on him?
Yes.
Okay.
Here we are right now. See if I can. Oh, gotta go back to that. There we go. Here we are right here. Deep Space Nine, that's where we're at. Or at least taking off from, so we're still pretty close to that system. Still pretty close to Bajor. He points here at the Roller Nebula. Just on the other side of here in the Badlands. There have been strange energy readings coming from a nebula, I know. Imagine my shock. Both of our people of Betazoid heritage can pick up he is being incredibly sarcastic.
What?
I think I can probably pick up on that too.
Yeah, you can pick up on that too. However, given the recent escalation between us and the Klingons, and the heating up of this Cold War, Starfleet doesn't want to leave anything to chance. We are to investigate the source of this energy reading. Find out any readings or data that we can gather from it. I am told to make the team as small as possible. It doesn't take a scientist to gather readings, rather to interpret them. And it appears Starfleet does not want us to bring our scientists down there. So, I have chosen you three as the away team when we arrive. Falkris, Lieutenant, I have chosen you because we don't know what we're going to find out there. And so any sort of input you might have would be valuable in making sure that everyone gets home safe. So, Koth, because even though they don't want me to bring the scientists down there, I am not leaving them in the dark. No team that I send will be without know-how. And so, there's some clever bookkeeping. You don't count. You can go down. I'd like to introduce you to Pekra. She is a liaison from Beta Z. Her skills will most likely prove invaluable if you run into anything that lives in this nebula that we're unaware that anyone actually lives in. Anybody at this point can roll another insight plus command check. But I only need one person to do it. Somebody can assist as well if they want. I will go over assisting if they want to do that.
Would my focus and espionage help me here?
No. No, it would not.
How about persuasion?
No.
Okay. Well, I will roll anyway, and I will use a momentum.
Okay. So you're going to use 1 momentum to roll an additional die, rolling 3 dice instead of 2. And that gives you 2 successes on a difficulty 1 check, gaining that momentum right back. Oh, I already changed it. You can tell he's irritated by this entire affair. That the amount of information, as limited as you thought that he gave it to you, is the same that he got. In a typical fashion, he'd rather be anywhere else.
You have any suspicions as to what might be down there, Captain?
Energetic gases. Exciting. No doubt what you all joined Starfleet for. However, the gases are known to be radioactive. Make any preparations you need to make.
I suppose I can brew up a concoction that will make us resistant to the radiation for a time, long enough for us to do our investigation.
Mm-hmm. In that, I'm going to be doing an extended task en route. An extended task is where we take multiple checks to see if we can complete it. I haven't played with the extended task sheet, but let's find out. Radioactive concoction.
I also have a talent called time management. During any challenge, extended task, or other activity under time pressure, the character may attempt a control plus command task with a difficulty of 3. If this task succeeds, reduce the total number of intervals the players have taken by 1. For every 2 momentum spent, repeatable, reduced by a further 1. The character has managed to minimize lost time. If the task fails, add 1 additional interval to the character's efforts. Actually waste time, requires command 4 plus.
Sounds good to me. Well,
I will make the control plus command. So, yes, and then I will use a momentum.
probably for the best. If it's a difficulty 3, you need 3 successes.
Right.
And, let's see, do your focuses apply here? I'm gonna guess they do.
Combat medic, maybe?
No. Xenobiology, virology. No, this is not your expertise.
Alright.
Three successes. You have managed to pass this difficulty 3 check in reducing the time. Or reducing the amount of tries you will have taken. So go ahead and take your free try right now.
Okay, so it's reason plus medicine.
Reason plus medicine.
Alright.
It's 2 successes. Progress track is 2.
And then make another one
Do that
for the
4.
regular interval.
That does not count. So we'll go ahead and make it for the regular interval.
I will go ahead and use a momentum.
By all means, please do. As long as the rest of the group is okay with it. This is a group shared resource.
I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
I would like to not be radiated? Yeah.
Yeah,
Doesn't
that's
seem
always a
pleasant.
good thing. All right, and with 4
Yeah.
successes, you've managed to do your technobabble, go through your screens, little tap tap. You've managed to isolate the sequence, and now you're trying to bifurcate the pairs. Microwaves. Go ahead and roll again. This is your second attempt out of 3. But there was a complication. 1 success is enough to complete it. Now, for the complication, normally I can add something, right? I can add something to the actual list. It's like, you did complete it, but it might not be compatible with everyone's physiology, or you did complete it, but you managed to poison yourself along the way. This time, I'm just going to add 2 threat, which is very threatening. It's my version of momentum, and it's also what I can use to escalate things in this game. I feel froggy. And by froggy, I mean I feel like there's a frog in my throat, and it's scratching the inside of my face.
So hold on. Can I add 1 threat to the momentum and reroll that 20 with bold medicine?
Ooh. Yes, you can.
Okay. Damn.
It was it was meant to be. And I'm going to get that extra threat. Thank you very much. So
So
now I'm at
threatening.
3 threat. Hey, fortune favors the bold, but, blah, I'm sure there's an end of that. And the end of that is I gain an extra threat. You arrive at the nebula. They're conducting scans. I'm going to remove 1 momentum here. There we go. They are conducting scans. We don't have science or etc. with us. So they're just going to conduct the scans by their ship. And the ship locates what seems to be a world, a planet, a rogue planet. Yet it's lit up by the nebula. Seems to be being fed energy. But the scans can't tell this far outside the nebula whether it's coming from the planet or outside of it. The actual energy source. That being said, Kai, I need you to give me
Mm-hmm.
a reason plus security check.
All right.
And this is going to have a complication range of 19.
Okay. How many dice is it? 1, 2?
It's 2.
Okay.
Although you may add to threat to roll additional dice, since you don't have momentum to do it.
I'm just gonna roll the 2. Did it just roll 1?
Yeah, it did just roll 1. Well, roll
Lovely.
another one.
I will.
So no successes. You don't see it until it's nearly too late. I think you were rolling a reputation test, that's why.
Oh,
Now, the roll button is actually perform task. It's underneath your disciplines.
okay.
So let's try that again.
Yes.
It's 2 successes. And you actually have a focus and threat awareness, so that's going to be 3
Mhm.
successes.
Nice.
You're going to gain a momentum. You're able to discover, before it's too late, there is a ship incoming. But before you get all up in arms about it, it's a
Mhm.
Ferengi ship?
Oh. Ferengi ship.
A Ferengi ship.
The hell are they doing here?
Captain says, hail them. They are hailed. No response. Pekra, the captain says.
Yes.
Can you tell me anything about their intentions?
Do I sense anything about their intentions?
Let's find out.
I am going to assist her, and that will give her an advantage with my insightful guidance.
Okay. So go ahead and roll an insight plus command.
Okay. Should I do focus again?
Yes.
Or no? Okay.
Whoa. Nice assist. It's 3
What does the
successes total.
One success.
advantage do?
An advantage is a lot like it's the opposite of a complication. So
Okay.
with that, you can add sort of an advantageous effect or scenario to this situation.
The Ferengi, um, the Ferengi actually accidentally turn on their comms while they're like talking to each other when they didn't mean to.
That's cool. I was just thinking
Nice.
that with the view screen.
Nice. So they
Yeah,
turn on
that's
the
good.
comms. Their intentions, as you can sense, is they're curious not only why you are here, they're pretty sure you're looking for the same energy signature they picked up, and they're upset that you might actually get to it before them, and then you'll probably put it in some museum or some other wasted endeavor where you can't make a single
Okay.
slip off of it.
Okay, so I could reasonably infer that whatever we're both looking for has some value to it.
Yes.
Okay. I will relay that to the captain.
You relay that to the captain, and the comms switch on. They're unaware, and it's like, they're talking, the universal translator picks up on it. These humans. Why? Do you think they know about it? Wait, we can bluff them. They don't know our weapon capability. So if we convince them that our capabilities are in fact far superior to theirs, then
There it is.
maybe they will back off. Quick, answer their hails, open channels. Uh, uh, Daemon, channels are open. You fool! And then the channel's cut off.
Incredible.
You fool.
Captain says, well, I'll stay back and deal with them. Make sure they don't try any funny business. I believe now is the time. Those of you who know the mission, know your mission. You will be taking a shuttlecraft. I will be right back. I gotta take a pee. But the captain doesn't say that, I do. It's
Fair enough.
good to know. But I will be right back. And go ahead and decide your pecking order. Who's going to be in charge of this? He didn't mention. The senior ranking officer is the chief medical officer, but they're usually kind of a gray area because you never know who's. They're not really often in charge of anything that's not medical.
I mean, I'm totally comfortable being the person in charge.
Oh, did I
Making
just
sure.
share a bunch of stuff from my character sheet under the chat for no reason?
Oh,
Yeah.
seems you did.
I didn't have that screen open, so I'm like, why can't I fucking see the descriptions?
You said to like, oh, I love it. It's like 4 times.
That's embarrassing.
Ugh, it happens.
I'm fine with letting you take the lead.
Yeah, I think that would make sense.
Absolutely. I'll make sure. Keep an eye on everyone. Keep everyone safe. And looking at my character sheet, I actually have pretty good science and medicine for security, so that would also make sense.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm a Klingon, but I don't just punch things. I can think too.
I think the in fiction reason I'm here is because of negotiation skills, but I also have good command con and science scores in case we need them.
Incredible. Yeah, I think me leading the pack, I know the people. I can guide our guest.
Yes.
So I wonder when you walked in the room, could you sense that I was also a beta? You can sense the telepathy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think the second we're in the same room, it's like a little, we make eye
Mm-hmm.
contact and, a little knowing eyebrow raise.
Yeah, you knowingly eyebrow raise, and I just kind of like look at you with a look of don't fucking say anything.
Damn.
In fact, I telepathically tell you don't fucking say
Don't
anything.
fucking say anything.
Well, that would just be your surface thoughts. You're not quite skilled at telepathy, but the message is received loud and clear.
Wait, can't telepaths, even if like I just have empathy, can't we like talk with each other?
Yeah, it says under the telepathy thing, at least on my sheet, that we can communicate even though we're not the same type.
Yeah. Yeah, you having telepathy, you can open up those communications, so even if the other person doesn't.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
But it turns out the Ferengi may not have been the only ones who showed up.
Ooh.
Though your ship might not have been expecting a sort of cloaked tale. Tom, why don't you tell me a bit about your character?
I am. That is, by the way, I see what you mean. The AI had problems with that.
Yeah.
He looks intimidating.
Yeah.
I am Koros, son of Kelros, brother of Chancellor Kimpek. I am somewhere in my late 50s. I am very much a veteran. I was brought up a warrior, also surrounded by the politics of my uncle being the chancellor.
Having been the chancellor.
Having been the chancellor. I am somewhat renowned in quiet corners of the warrior world. I pay no attention to these whispers. I'm very focused on my own career. I'm very focused on keeping discipline upon my own ship. Not easy to do when you work with Klingons. I have a very commanding presence about me, and I do not shy away from a Batleth fight. I'm always eager to spar. And I just snuck up on you.
You have followed the Federation all the way here to this nebula. Not necessarily on a mission that you've been given, but hearing rumors and whispers of them finding something. And not just them, but others. And you have no doubt that those rumors and whispers have also gotten back to the Cardassians and the Dominion, who you are currently at war with. However, although you are not at war with the Federation, ties have been uneasy as of late. Your alliance has faltered. So, you have come to find out. What did they find? Why is it so useful to them that they are shrouding this mission in such secrecy? Much to the chagrin of your own crew. And Alex says, thinking is like punching problems with your brain. I like it. So much to the chagrin of your crew, they are not happy with this tailing mystery, this intrigue. This is not why they're here. But they have sent a shuttle into the nebula. Seems whatever they were looking for, they found it. And they seem distracted by the arrival of Ferengi. What do you do?
Am I still cloaked?
Yes.
Okay. Am I able to move further into the nebula?
Yes, you are.
Okay, I'm going to proceed to do that. Towards where they're heading their shuttle, where we're picking up the energy readings, obviously.
Captain. Commander. We are having trouble maintaining the cloak in the nebula. Orders.
How far in has that shuttle moved?
It is continuing to move. Looks at it. We're picking up a planet it is moving towards.
Can we get scans on the planet?
All right. You go ahead and roll a presence plus command if you would like to command these scans, aid in them.
Sorry, I'm on a dinosaur.
Yes, you are. It's not a reputation test you're trying
Sorry.
to roll. It's going to be perform task underneath your disciplines.
Yeah, there it is.
There was a complication. 2 threat. It's like I'm building to something. You do manage to find the ship. Actually, I'm going to take away that 2 threat. You do manage to find the ship or this planet, information on it, but overtaxing your ship like that has blown the cloak.
Very well.
Those of you in the shuttle have already beamed down to the planet. But the proximity sensors on your shuttle go off. It's picking up a nearby ship, judging by the readings. Klingon.
Looks like we've got company.
Klingon and Ferengi.
Popular spot.
So what are you guys going to do? You still, of course, have contact with the Galaxy-class ship outside the nebula.
Are we still on the shuttle or are we on the planet?
You're on the planet now. You beam down from the
Okay.
shuttle.
Contact the captain and ask him how he wants us to proceed.
You contact the captain. He says, Klingons, let's... He's not making that sound. It's actually happening. I have to clarify that because he has made that sound talking to you before when he doesn't want to.
Can I try and clear up the signal with my focus and subspace communications?
He said, a Klingon... Shit. Not what we're detecting and And then suddenly it comes into great focus. I'm going to try some sounds. I don't know if you can hear these. We'll find out. And then something else comes over your communicator. No, you can't hear that?
I can hear it.
I can hear.
Oh, yeah. I just can't hear it. And that's fine. For those of you listening at home, it just gave a very haunting message from the Borg. We are the Borg. Assimilation. All of that jazz.
Oh my god. The Borg are here.
It's a veritable party.
Yeah.
Apparently, we walked into the meeting place for every single person that we don't want to meet.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow. Okay.
And it comes
what
back
can we-
to the captain talking. We have a cube. We have a cube. And
More like the cube has us.
what is that fighting? Jem'Hadar fighter. You're on your own. And then the transmission is lost.
Well,
What?
that's it.
Say, what can we do from the ground? Usually I'd, get ready to battle on the ship, but
Yeah,
no
Well,
ship.
we could beam back to the shuttle, but I don't think
If-
that we should go back to the ship.
Mm-mm.
If we can find the energy source, we may be able to configure it to disrupt the Borg cube. I doubt this is an energy source it's experienced before, and so it may not have defenses against it, at least for one shot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not opposed to that idea. I don't know what we know about this energy source.
I'm going to let you gain a determination, Tokoth. That is certainly following your values of complete the mission. And I super enjoy the technobabble bullshit that went into it. I'm a big fan.
All right.
And you can spend a determination to gain an automatic critical success added to any
Got it.
roll.
Nice.
Cool.
All right. We're going to keep the same scene going, and this time what I need is... Excuse me. What am I looking for? Why did I suddenly... Okay. I'm going to need a reason plus security in order to try to track this thing down.
I can do that.
I bet your security officer's better at it.
I was gonna say I'm pretty good at security.
I'm pretty good at security too,
Oh, really?
and reason.
What's your?
I've got 10 in reason and 4 in security.
I got 8 in reason and 5 in security.
So mine is better.
Yeah.
But you can always roll Valkyris to aid in this tracking. Neither of you
Oh, yeah.
have focuses in any sort of tracking, so that's not going to come into play.
I will definitely aid in that.
Aid is only 1 dice, not 2, when you
Would
perform the
my
task.
would my espionage focus help in tracking?
Ooh, no,
Okay.
no, it wouldn't.
Okay.
Mm,
Um. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go with that.
Nice. And that is 4 successes total,
nice.
gaining 2 momentum and tracking down the location of this energy source.
Nice.
Incredible.
I'm going to go ahead and... You approach, and it actually looks like a built facility on top of this rocky planet.
Hmm.
No doubt the light it's giving off has been providing the power that this planet has needed to maintain its light, its atmosphere, and some of the microbiomes across its surface.
Mm.
Can we like scan for life signs and see if it's occupied or if it's just sitting there?
Let me get to you in a moment about that. Sorry, just always for owner, always for everyone. There you go. I don't know why it does that. Always for everyone. It looks like Valkyris did not have the one I needed. I just realized some of the tokens didn't show up the way they're supposed to. No problem. I didn't save Valkyris' token. I did now, and it's awesome.
Mm.
Alright. Double check and make sure. Yeah, yours wasn't either. Always good to double check this stuff before I play. But I didn't. So I feel like ass. Alright. Tom,
See.
you followed them to the planet and they've beamed down. It seems by your readings they've located the source of this energy they're looking for. It's the plan, Stan.
I'm ordering a team down to investigate and take hold of that source.
Are you leading this team down?
No,
Oh.
I'm the captain of a Klingon battle cruiser. I'm sending somebody else to do that.
Since when did they ever go on away missions?
Yeah, I was
Except
about to say.
always.
I was about to say they're more of a Kirk style leadership than a Picard.
They're down there to take and quickly.
All right. So go ahead and make me those scans, Pekra. You said you were asking about scans.
Yeah, how do I do that?
That's going to be a reason plus science to use a tricorder.
I'll assist.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
And then it's just the successes you need to pick up. At first, just the microbiomes around there, but no, there are 3 humanoids present. Klingons.
Ooh, okay.
In
We've
the
got 3 Klingons.
Now we'll
in
bring
the
you
energy
over.
source, or just heading this way.
They're in it. They're
That's
close to
okay.
it. I'm going to move them around. I'll explain a bit of this map as we go. Now, there is no real initiative to this game. It's a back and forth. One of you goes, one of I go, until we're all out of people. Considering you weren't surprised, you managed to discover their location before this went. One of you gets to go first.
All right. What am... Now, do we have to, like, go into the energy source to see them? Get near them, or...
Yeah, so I believe Tokath has line of sight of 3 of them.
Yep, I can see him.
You can see them. The rest of you, your vision's kind of blocked by the walls around there.
I'll
Okay.
point them out. I'll point to them.
Okay.
They're right there.
See. Because I'm ready to get my phaser out and shoot whoever I can shoot non-lethally. Just to clarify, at this moment,
Set to stun.
set to stun for now.
All right. So who's going to go first? Out of you guys. Out of y'all.
Can I determine if this is like some kind of this thing in the middle
Yes.
that the Klingons are next to? Is that some sort of like console or interface or something like that?
I need reason plus science on that one.
All right.
Xenobiology, let me see. Oh, that's not xenobiology. That won't count. But subspace communications will.
All right. And I'm going to use a momentum.
Hell yeah. Four successes.
Nice.
Momentum used. And you can tell, yeah, that's a console. It seems to be some sort of, like I said, subspace interface. But there's more to it. You haven't actually seen technology put together like this before. The configuration is completely foreign to you. That is a console. What are you doing?
I'm going to go up and try and interact with it.
All right. So you can move one zone. The zones are marked by like the borders of those white lines that I have drawn.
Okay. So go up to right there.
And that's your simple minor to move one zone. You can conduct a major action, which would be interacting with it.
Right. That is what I will do.
And that's going to be a reason plus science to interact with it. The complication range is 16. And this is a difficulty 5 check.
Okay, I'm going to use my determination.
to grant an automatic 2 successes. Got it.
Right. And then I will use another momentum. And then does my subspace communication still give me focus?
Yes.
Okay. And then complication range is 16, you said?
Yes, it is. Ooh.
Shit.
3 successes plus your 2 successes from the automatic critical.
I think
Right.
it counted that because it
It did not. You rolled a 1, which gave you 2 successes, a 3, which gave
well,
you
but like when I do the perform task, it asks me using determination value. So I assume that 1 is the determination, right?
Did you roll 3 dice?
Yes.
Then no, it's not.
Okay.
The automatic critical is outside.
Okay.
So you gain 3 successes, plus the 2 additional 5. And that's enough to gain interface with it. It starts lighting up, even more so than it already is. However, you can't understand what it's saying. Your universal translator has no clue to make heads or tails of the sounds you're hearing. And then the Klingon's going to step up. He's going to double move up 2 zones and draw his batleth. Oh, he's ready. One of your turns. Can't be Brett, he already went.
All right, then I am going to try and stun the Klingon that
All right.
I just see in my line of sight.
You might want to move up a zone because that will make your shot more accurate, right?
Yes.
Okay, then I will move up a zone.
You can fire with a hand phaser from a zone away, but that's any zone beyond that first zone away is going to increase the difficulty to hit him.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it's a
Okay.
difficulty 1.
Mm-hmm. And then I also have a focus in hand phasers.
So you will be focused for this check.
Mm-hmm. And then it'll be
Control plus security is going to be the roll you're rolling.
Mm. Is that right?
You should be rolling one more.
One
No,
more
you did a
dice.
reputation test.
Yeah, you did a reputation test.
Oh, okay. It's
I know.
go.
We'll get used
There
to
we
it
go.
in the perform task.
There we go. There we go.
Still 2 successes. That's enough to hit plus gain a momentum. And you said you're doing stun, right?
Yes.
All right. Let's give this task a shot. He is down. He went sleepy by. That is one sleepy Klingon.
Aw.
So sleepies.
I'll tuck her down.
2 more.
Okay.
Klingons
2 more.
left, but you have went. That is your turn. You've used pretty much all the actions you can use for this.
Mm-hmm.
So they are going to go. This one runs by with his and pulls his batleth in anger as he screams out in Klingon. He didn't need the translator for this. Probably heard it enough, but half-breed.
Ugh.
Yeah. They're mean.
Ooh. Oh yeah, that gets me going. I'm getting ready when I
All right.
go again to fight this guy.
And Pekra, that would leave it to your turn. Now, they haven't equipped you with any weapons.
Yeah, I'm kind of defenseless here, but I I do want to try to help Tokath because I think
Yeah, I
I
could
have
use your.
focuses in research and coordinated efforts.
Nice.
I could use your help also trying to understand the language coming through. Like maybe your empath
Yeah,
abilities can figure it out.
All right.
yeah, maybe I'll have somewhat of a shot, so
So you can move
I'll
your
come up
token up
here.
by his.
Come over here. Okay. So should I just like roll or how should I try to help?
Actually, yeah. This is just going to be a standard task for you. And what you're doing is the help action. There's a couple ways you can do that. You can use the standard task in order to decipher the language, see if you can actually like use your abilities to figure that out.
Mhm.
Or you can spend your action to sort of do a help action, which will make his next attempt to decipher it that much easier.
I would rather try and help her because I have the insightful guidance and I can give an advantage
Sounds good.
to doing
Okay.
something like that.
So
So if
you're
you
going to
want
go
to
ahead and
try
try to
and
figure it out this time. Also, now that your tokens are on
Okay.
there, you can double click your own token to open your sheet easily. Again,
Oh, nice.
am I able to assist or do I have to wait until my turn to
you have to wait
assist?
till your turn to do that help action to
Okay.
assist towards it.
Okay. So what am I rolling? Um,
So is she able to save her action till my turn so we can stack this?
Uh, yes, you can.
Okay.
okay.
So you can just
I'll do
hold your
that then so
action,
that we can.
wait until you can work together to both do the same thing at the next turn.
Yes.
All right. And so the Klingon's coming up. This one's going to step over here. He seems to be the smarter of the bunch, and he's going to attack at Tokath with a disruptor rifle. It's one success to hit you. Buddy, I got two of those.
Oof.
Bring up their entries here. Since the disruptor rifle is deadly. Because Klingons don't use stun. Sorry for the hold here. Oh, we lost and then gained somebody. Ah, here we go. Weapons and gear. That's where it's going to tell me. Quality. Give me. Give me that quality. Looking for deadly. Deadly, deadly, deadly. Fantastic. Alright, that's all I needed. Players. Give me that Klingon. Alright. So that hit. Dealing. Disruptor pistol. That's 5 to your stress test. Track. That is going to do an injury to you. So it shoots you in the abdomen. You have an injury, increasing the difficulty of all of your tasks going forward. And you will continue to actually degrade. You know this, getting hit with a disruptor rifle, you are going to continue to degrade. If you do not treat this injury, it's a difficulty 4 task to do it.
Sure.
For you, it would be a difficulty 5 task because you'd be treating yourself.
Right.
I'm gonna have to log out here pretty soon.
I got you. Alright, now that we've figured that out, it is both of your turn. You guys' turn, I'm assuming. Tokoth, you want to treat your injury, or do you want to just go for it and try to figure this thing out?
We're going to complete the mission.
Complete the mission, alright.
Okay.
So now you're leaning up against there, trying to aid her, be like, oh, this is what you do. He sounds like he's fading fast.
Oof, okay. So am I just rolling like normal with the
You're gonna roll a reason plus science.
sweet?
And I would use momentum. Now's the time to do it.
We have 3 momentum, so you can spend all 3 of those to roll 2 extra dice, rolling 4 dice to see if you can decipher this.
Okay. I'll use 2. Just
You were going to use momentum.
how do you do that with the
You just move the dice pool from 2 to 4 if you're using all 3 momentum. It's 1 momentum for 1 additional die, 3 momentum for 2 additional die, and 6 momentum for 3 additional dice. So normally you would roll 2, adding if you spend all 3 momentum and roll 2 additional die, you're going to roll 4.
Okay, sounds good.
There you go. All right. 3 successes, though.
And then you said it's reason and science?
Yes.
Does my focus and subspace communication help still?
Yes.
Okay. Using focus. Am I at an increased complication range because of my injury?
Yes.
What is my complication?
Oh, no. It increases the difficulty.
Okay.
Of your task. This isn't your task, though. You're aiding in it, so that's not that big of a deal.
Okay.
Yet another complication. As you do. But your 3 successes was enough to make some sense of it. This thing's counting down. And it's building up a lot of energy. This Klingon over here is going to move in and attack. This time with a fitness plus security because they're doing a melee attack. I'm going to spend 1 threat to roll an additional dice. And I am using focus. Thank you. So 4 successes is a big old hit. You are hit with a batleth, taking 6 to your stress track. So that's right above. And I see you already put that in. Valkyries is going to take 6 of their stress track, and your wound is bleeding. You know from this sword it's going to keep bleeding. And that also delivers to you an injury. That is your guys' turn. So I believe that just leaves Valkyris or Pekra to go. Pekra, you are holding your action to do this one, so that doesn't count against this turn. And it's one or the other. Kai, you're muted if you are trying to talk. I don't know.
I was trying to talk.
All right.
Thank you. Because we are engaged in hand-to-hand combat right now.
Yep.
All right. Well, I have focus in that, and I'm going to attack lethally.
Ah.
Because I can do that unarmed with one of my
Very nice.
martial artists. Yeah, and this is the one who called me half-breed, right?
Called you half-breed and now has stabbed you.
Yeah. I'm gonna kill him best I can. I will need to guessing fitness and security.
Yep. No, it's daring and security. Sorry, I rolled fitness. It would have been the same result for me, but daring and security. Melee attacks are daring.
Got it. All right. And I am rolling 2 dice.
Yep.
Got it.
You don't have any momentum to spend.
Mm-mm. Successes.
So 2 successes is enough to hit him.
Okay.
Now,
Good.
with your unarmed strike, you do 2 damage.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it goes. Plus your number of successes exceeding the defense, which is quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Not enough to injure him, but you can tell he's taken back by being punched in the throat.
Yeah.
Which I'm assuming is a palm punch, as is appropriate for all Star Trek. It's impossible to close your fist.
No.
That makes no sense.
It does not. It does not.
Oh, unless you want to close your fists together, then you can.
Yeah, then you can use
yeah.
the double.
Then
Yeah,
it's okay.
that's
Keep
important.
them.
All right, and this last Klingon over here is actually going to use his action to call his ship. You're getting a call, Tom.
On screen or
This
yeah,
device is building up energy. I think it is about to explode.
Are we able to beam him back?
Yes.
We beam him right back and hightail it out.
All right. So you beam all of them back?
They were just wounded, right? They weren't killed. Yeah,
Yeah.
we beam everybody back.
All right.
Actually, you three.
You're
I
gonna
want to beam
beam
them
them
straight to
beam
the
them
brig.
aboard too.
Straight to the brig.
Whoa.
Oh.
All right. It's time for that. I'm gonna need you to roll presence plus command to issue the command. Properly. This is basically going to be for your transporter. It's going to be a difficulty 2 task to try to do it. I'm going to spend the threat on it because I like it.
Am I
So
able
you're
to
going to
use
roll
the
3
focus
dice.
Am I able to use the focus of strategy?
Yes. Mostly because I like it. 3 successes, and that is enough. So you are all beamed aboard a Klingon ship.
Two of us very injured.
Yeah.
Tom,
Hmm.
you beam them aboard the ship, and then suddenly a bright flash from the planet. It blinds your sensors until it dies down.
Do our sensors whir back up once it dies down?
Once it dies down, your sensors are back up. But it seems a lot of your systems are going down. You don't have a complete count yet. By the way, that includes power to the brig. That went down too.
Oh, nice.
What
But
was that?
you're not the only ship you see around you now on the view screen. You, a Borg cube, a Jem'Hadar fighter, that Galaxy class ship, which looks like it's taken some damage.
Mm.
The Jem'Hadar fighter looks like it's taken quite a bit of damage. The Borg cube looks spry and still ready to go.
Of course it does.
Yeah, naturally.
A Ferengi ship.
I forgot the Ferengi are here too.
Yep. There's the shuttle right outside your ship. The Federation shuttle. But you're not in that nebula. And from what you can tell, all of this, the power has gone down on all of these systems in each ship that you're scanning. As spry as they look and undamaged, your initial readings are telling you that even the Borg ship is repairing its power. Even the sky looks different.
Hmm.
And that's where we'll pick off next time.
Aw, yeah.
Thanks for joining me. I'm going to go to bed and die now.